Hey, what is going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. Hopefully, you guys are having a spectacular day. I'm super excited to come to you guys with this live video because, 2017 is right around the corner. I mean, 2016 has been a great year, but I'm ready for the new year and I'm excited to talk about my direction, some updates, kind of where I'm going, and I'm going to touch on my two major goals that I'm going to be focusing on in 2017. And one thing I'm going to be doing differently this year is I'm going to have a lot less goals. I'm not going to how do I put this? Typically, each year, 2014, 2015, 2016 even, I've had so many goals that a lot of times I spread myself thin and kind of take away from myself. So I have very few goals this year. And I know it goes against the grain in a sense. A lot of people say, set out a million goals, conquer the world. I'm getting very, very precise in terms of what makes me happy, what's going to make a difference in my life, and what I want. So we're going to be covering that. I'm going to be doing a screen share in a couple of minutes and talking about my two major goals, my two areas of my life that I really want to focus on much. I really want to focus on as much as I possibly can. There was a saying by, I believe it was Tony Robbins or Brian Tracy. I was watching some goals videos yesterday, and that's what I like to do every year. I'll like listen to a bunch of guru videos like Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, self-development folks, and just listen to what they have to say about goals. And I believe it was Tony Robbins. What he said was, instead of having a million goals, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing right now, but he said instead of having a million goals, pick out one or two things that if you accomplished it, your whole entire life would change. And that's my philosophy right now. Instead of trying to accomplish a million things, what are the one or two things that would not only have the biggest impact in my business, to make the most money, but happiness and lifestyle? That's probably one of the biggest changes I've noticed with myself over the last 3 years. And, maybe if you're a close friend of mine or you interact with me on a daily basis, or maybe you've just been watching my videos, getting to know me, one of the things that is changing with me is it's more than the money now. It's more than the money. And what I mean by that is my basic focus, 2014, 2015, even 2016 was make the most money possible. Well, moving forward in 2017, it's going to be more of lifestyle. I don't want necessarily the most money in the world. I do want to make a lot of money, but I want the lifestyle as well. I want to have the time available to spend with my friends and my family. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to go to conferences. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck in one place. And that's just my personality, right? It's not the right way, it's not the wrong way, but that's my personality. I want to be less stressed out. I want to be more healthy. I want to be happier. So these are different things that I'm thinking about. So I want to put that out there just so when you're going through my goals and I'm going to do a screen share, you get a better feel from where I'm coming from. But yeah, super excited for this live show with you guys. Let me jump into the comments and see who is in the house and say hello to everybody. All right. Eric Bressy, good to see you. First, ready to watch and listen. Hey, Tani, what's going on? Good to see you, girl. OG Top Deals, hello from Holland. What's going on? We're going international today. Um, Ernest 33, dang, Raiken, long time no see. Yeah, I've been focusing on my business, guys. A lot of people have been asking, where you been, Steve? I've been grinding on one of my goals, and I'm going to share that with you within like 2 minutes. But I've been working hard. TC Aquariums, goals, Tom, baby. That's right. OZ Worldwide. Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you, OZ. Or Oz. Hey, Dash Sweeney. Hey, Steve, next year, 100,000 subs. And also, I've been doing a lot of Instagram live streams. And I have to say that I'm glad I watch your live streams because it helped me out a lot. I appreciate you. Dash, I appreciate that kind comment. And, I appreciate you watching. It's folks like you who, keep me motivated to keep going. And, I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Minnesota Vegan Girl, what's going on? William Mazzone. A lot of people in the house. I'd like to shout everybody out, Gerson, but it would take a long time. Glad to have you guys here. Let's do two things. First, we're gonna get into the screen share in a second. I'm gonna share with you guys my two major focuses in 2017. And what I'm going to be kind of diving into. But I'll also share below in the comment section right now. I am looking at the comments. What are your major goals, right? what's your major goal in business? You know, and what I mean by that is you don't have to necessarily share like like I want to make $100,000 or $1,000,000 or whatever. But I more or less want to know, what do you want to focus on in your business? What's the strategy that you want to implement? Wholesale, private label, thrifting, retail arbitrage, your own e-commerce store. That's what I want to know. What's your main focus in business 2017? I'm looking in the comment section right now. I'm going to be shouting people out for a few more minutes and seeing what you folks have to say. And for the people out there who are watching and are thinking, you know, I'm lost. I don't know what direction to go into. I don't know what business to focus on, what direction to go in, what vision I should have. Take a look in the comments right now, guys. You're going to see a lot of people sharing what their focus is. And that's how I get a lot of my ideas as well, from folks like you. Let's see. So Gerson says Shopify. Gerson and I have been talking behind the scenes, and he's doing pretty well. So congrats to that decision. I think it's a smart move. Kanita, my main goal is to focus mainly on Amazon. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I'm completely done with eBay because PayPal has shut my account down, and I have made this year hell for, and it's made this year hell for me. I'm hoping to make at least $10,000 in a different currency. I can't understand what currency that is by next year. Congrats. Someone says I want to do private label, start selling clothing. Ernest, I believe that's the name. Ernest says I want to do more bulk and wholesale. I want to grow to 1,000 listings in my store. So a lot of people are talking about various business models, consignment, Shopify. Carla says make my online store profitable, diversify my business through drop shipping. Very interesting right there. Let's dive into it, guys. How many people do we have watching live? Let me refresh my screen. We've got, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm having a couple little issues going on right now with my computer, just making sure I am logged in to the proper one. Okay, I understand what's happening. So 77 people watching live. Smash that like button. Do me a big favor. Hit that like button right now. Only 17 likes and 76 people watching live. So I know you guys. I know you're out there. You can make it happen. Smash that like button. Show some love. And let me do a screen share now. And let's dive into this goals update. So bear with me for one moment, guys. Okay, share the screen, application window, and share. All right, guys, so let me know real quick if, let me move this up real quick. Let me know if you can see my screen right now. It should say a few of my major goals in 2017. Bear with me if there's some spelling mistakes, not my strong point, and it might be a little jibber jabber in the document. But what was I going to say? Let me know if you could see my screen. So I'm looking at the comment section right now. If you could see my screen, say I can see it. Just want to make sure you can see that before I dive into this goals. Okay, cool. So let's get into it right now. All right, where are we? Okay, cool. So a few of my major goals in 2017. Let's start off with business. I'm going to be talking about business and health. Those are the two areas I'm focusing on most. And of course, I've got a couple more goals that are outside of reselling and whatnot. But I just want to stay kind of laser focused on this live show. So here we go, guys. So my main goal for business, like my overarching vision is I want to create $1 million business this year. I want to create $1 million business, and I think I'm ready for it. I think I've chosen a few main focuses that, can allow me to do that. I believe I'm climbing up a ladder that, I could actually achieve. I've got friends, I've got colleagues who are having a lot of success with these two strategies I'm going to talk about. And I think this is my ticket. I think this is my ticket and the strategy that's going to allow me to do this. And I've been working hard behind the scenes. So my main goal is I will easily make $1 million in revenue in my business by December 31st, 2016 or sooner. A few keywords there I want you to focus on. I will easily. When you're making goals, you want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to put a roadblock in front of yourself before the journey even starts. So when I phrase a goal like that, I will easily, it's motivating to me. Also at the end, it's specific. By December 31st, 2016 or sooner, you want to have a target. Also, $1 million in revenue doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to make that much in profit. Based on my business model with the two things I'm going to share, my margins are probably going to be anywhere between 17% upwards to 30 to 40%. So we'll dive into that another time. But just know, my goal of creating $1 million business does not mean I'm going to be a millionaire. So I know I always get comments like that. So I wanted to cover that. Let me make sure that my screen is being shared still. Okay, cool. So what do I want to focus on most in 2017? Let's talk about my number one focus in 2017. And this is something I've been working on now for, I believe today is day number 45. If you're a green room member, I've been sharing my journey of starting an e-commerce store inside the green room. I've got 12 updates in there, and they're long essay form updates. I've been updating my whole entire journey from, figuring out my niche, to setting up my ads campaigns, to getting my pixel created, to all my analytics, my Facebook followers, my income, my debt, everything. I've been sharing it all, my struggles, all the apps that I use. But number one goal is building my e-commerce store, and this is selling products directly to consumers. So my main strategy for making sales, and I've already made, what is today's day number 11 or 12 since I've launched my store. I'm at about, I think, 800 and something dollars in sales. So I've made about 20, sold about 22 items so far. And we could dive a little deeper into this if you'd like. But essentially right now, my e-commerce store is focused on custom apparel, men's and women's apparel. I'm selling hoodies. I'm selling tank tops. I'm selling various types of shirts. I'm going to be moving into hats and other types of apparel. But my niche in my store, I'm not releasing. So if you're wondering, what's my store, what's my niche, I'm not releasing that for a couple different reasons. Number one, competition. But my big thing is analytics are really important when it comes to, having an e-commerce store. And if I was to release it, I'd have a boatload of traffic coming to my store, and I wouldn't know what marketing efforts are working. So I'm not releasing my niche right now, maybe at a later date, but that's not really important. But yeah, my e-commerce store, I launched it about 12 days ago, having a lot of success with it so far. Not making any money, which means I'm still about $532 in debt when all is said and done. But that's that's pretty normal when you start a new business. But yeah, that's my number one focus, and I'm super pumped up about it. I've got a Shopify store. Got about 23 products in there right now, and I'm doing custom apparel. So I'm using a company called Custom Cat, and it's similar to Merch by Amazon, whereas I'm driving my own traffic to my e-commerce store. And when I sell a piece of clothing that's custom designed for a specific niche, for example, I'm not in the fishing niche, but if fishing was my niche, say I have a shirt that says I love fishing, when somebody buys that, my website actually notifies this third party company called Custom Cat, and they print on demand. It's kind of like Merch by Amazon. They print on demand, and then they ship directly to the customer for me. So that's my main focus. I will be moving into drop shipping and physical products as well in the near future in this store. And what that means is either I'm going to be drop shipping, which means I'm going to be selling products that I don't necessarily physically hold myself, and another company will fulfill it for me, or I'm actually thinking about possibly starting to import physical products and using Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment to fulfill my products, because I don't want to have a physical location. I don't want to have to be fulfilling orders myself, in the physical form, and we'll touch more about that later. But that is my number one goal, my e-commerce store. I've got a couple friends who are killing it, doing really, really well, and I've been learning from them. I've been masterminding with them. So really excited about that number one goal. Let me dive into the comments to see if there's any questions about that, because I'm sure a lot of you folks are like, what is Raiken Profit talking about? I'm typically used to him talking about eBay and Amazon and thrifting and all these different things. So let me see what folks have to say, answer some questions. Let's see. Lauren, thank you for sharing everything, Steve. I want to start my own site hopefully next year, and it's really helpful. Yeah, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why I'm starting my e-commerce site. I've got that on my notes down below, but I'll be touching upon why I decided to build my own website instead of leveraging other websites like eBay and Amazon. But we'll touch on that for sure. So someone's asking about drop shipping. I'm not doing drop shipping right now. I'm the only thing I'm doing on my website is selling custom apparel. But drop shipping is when somebody buys your item off of your store, you've actually got a relationship with another company who sells that product. And when they buy it from you, the customer, you in turn buy it from the vendor and the vendor ships it out to the customer. So that's something I am going to be looking at in the future. But right now, I'm just selling custom apparel. So think of merch by Amazon. That's exactly what I'm doing in my e-commerce store now. The only difference being Amazon's doing all the marketing for most of their clients, whereas I'm running Facebook ads to get my sales. So just want to clarify that. Okay, let's dive back into the goals report. All right, number two. So I've got two main focuses for business. Number one is my e-commerce store. Number two is Amazon FBA. Now, I still need to do some more thinking about Amazon FBA because it's like a love-hate relationship with Amazon FBA. And there's a lot of changes that's going on with Amazon FBA with brand restrictions and so on and so forth. But for Amazon FBA, there's one thing I really want to focus on in 2017, and that's wholesale. I was thinking about private label, but I really don't want to get into private label with Amazon just because I don't want to have to adhere to their rules and all their different issues that they have going on. And there's a lot of things happening now with private label sellers where they're having a hard time selling products because it's hard to get reviews. And I don't want to dive into that too much right now, but essentially I do want to land my first wholesale deal and sell it on Amazon FBA. And I'm actually going to ASD in March. ASD is a wholesale trade show. I believe it's the largest in the country. I don't know if it's the largest in the world, but it's one of the largest wholesale events, right, in the country. From my understanding, ASD, it's going to be in Las Vegas in March. So I'm going to be going there with the intent to land my first wholesale deal for Amazon FBA. And if you're not sure what wholesale is, that's buying in bulk. And essentially what I would do is send it all on Amazon FBA and have them fulfill it for me. But also I want to go to ASD to be able to find not only maybe a drop shipper to help with my e-commerce store, build some relationships there, but also to possibly, find some products that I could sell in my e-commerce store that, I would send into Amazon through multi-channel fulfillment to sell on my website. So that's a cool thing about having a website. You can go a million different directions. So those are my two business goals, my e-commerce store and Amazon FBA. So let's talk about what I'm going to be scaling back in 2017. I'm going to be doing a lot less thrifting. I'm going to be doing a lot less sourcing from pawn shops, and I'm going to be doing a lot less retail arbitrage. You might be thinking to yourself, Steve, what in the world is going on? Why would you stop doing those? And here's the deal, guys. If I want to build up $1 million e-commerce store and, I want to launch wholesale products and I want to get that going, I'm going to have to put my time into that. And when your time is getting pulled away in a bunch of different directions, with eBay and retail arbitrage, with Amazon FBA and going out sourcing all the time, it's hard to focus on the things that matter. And I've realized lately that, there's only so much time of the day and you've got to focus on, what is the most scalable for you and your main goals. And my main goals is my e-commerce store and my Amazon FBA. So I'm going to be doing a lot less thrifting. I'm going to be doing a lot less pawn shops, and I'm going to be doing a lot less retail arbitrage. And really the reason is time, like I said. Scalability, your Amazon FBA business and your eBay business is only so scalable, right? And again, if you're brand new and and this is what you enjoy and this is what you love, scalability doesn't matter. But I want to build $1 million business, and it's very challenging to build $1 million business. um, on eBay and Amazon FBA doing, retail arbitrage and different things like that. I guess not so retail arbitrage. You can do that, but with all the restrictions and stuff, that's a business model I do not want to be in. Trying to build $1 million business around retail arbitrage, not at all. But it's time, it's scalability, and the big thing for me is mobility. I want to be able to travel a lot more, and I'm going to be touching on this a little more. But one of my goals is I want to do a lot more traveling. I want to go on more vacations. I want to go to more conferences. I want to go to more meetups. I want to be able to travel, and while Amazon FBA is mobile in a sense that you can send everything in and you can make money while you're on your road, you've got to come back home and do it all over again. And the sourcing is just such a huge time suck at this point that I just don't think it's possible for me to maintain what I've been doing if I want to build $1 million business around mainly my e-commerce store, but also some wholesale deals, which is really secondary at this point. So those are some of the reasons why I need a new challenge as well. And I love marketing, right? This video isn't gonna, you know, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's probably not going to excite most of you guys and most of my followers, and I apologize for that. But I've gotten to the point where, I am getting a little bored of what I've been doing the last 3 years. It's not as exciting for me to go to these thrift stores. I love garage sales, don't get me wrong, but I don't have that burning desire anymore thrifting. I don't have that burning desire anymore with retail arbitrage. I don't have that burning desire anymore with pawn shops. And, I think that's part of growth. And I think that's part of, evolving as an entrepreneur. And, I'm definitely up for a new challenge. I'm up for, you know, something new, something different. And one thing I've learned about myself is I really enjoy marketing. I love marketing. I love email marketing. I love Facebook marketing. I like creating products. I enjoy being creative. And that's why I'm really resonating with this e-commerce store. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And, that's why I want to make it one of my big goals. The scalability factor for having your own e-commerce store is absolutely huge. You've got your control. You've got control of your products. You've got control of your marketing funnel. It's just something that I'm really excited about. So, do I still enjoy thrifting? Yes. I love thrifting. I'm going to continue to sell on eBay. I'm going to continue to, if I'm at a Walmart and I see something, on the end cap and it's a good deal, I'm going to pick it up, right? But I'm not going to be spending as much time as I was in 2016 going out doing retail arbitrage, thrifting every day, listing daily, all that good stuff. Do I still enjoy thrifting? Yes, but I don't want to rely on it. I don't want to have to, I don't want to you know, have to go outsourcing, and I think that takes a lot of fun out of it as well. So, thrifting, garage sales, it's going to be more or less a side income, just another side hustle, a hobby. But really, my main focus, if you haven't understood and you haven't been following, is definitely my e-commerce store in 2017. Major income streams outside of reselling. I run a membership group with the Bonafide Hustler and the College Picker called the Green Room. I definitely want to continue growing that and adding value to the members as much as possible, which we've been doing a great job of lately. This YouTube channel, which I'm going to talk about a little more later on, my publishing business, and affiliate marketing. That's definitely something I want to get more into as well. But again, I don't want to dive too much into those right now because I want to keep this on track with, reselling. So let me dive into the comments real quick and answer any questions. Let me update. Let's see. I'm just updating my screen real quick. Rosa says Amazon FBA is a little nightmare with all those new rules. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made with Amazon FBA right now, guys. And for the folks out there who don't love marketing, like me, who don't, aren't super creative, who aren't risk takers, because starting your own e-commerce store is a big job. It's a big job starting it up. It's a big risk, and there's no guarantees. If you don't love marketing, if you don't love taking risks, if you don't have money to blow, which what I mean by that is there's an investment to get an e-commerce store started up. I mean, right now I'm still $532 in debt. I've made over $800 in sales, but I'm still in the hole right now. I've made zero profit. What was I trying to say? If that's not for you, stick to Amazon, stick to eBay, stick to these third-party platforms, because Amazon and eBay are amazing for one reason. The customers are there. They have the traffic. When you start your own e-commerce store, you've got to drive traffic, and that's an art in itself, and that's something I'm learning a lot about. So, eBay and Amazon are amazing for traffic, but the problem is you're playing in their sandbox, and you've got to adhere to their rules, to their restrictions, and they're in control. And I've gotten to the point now where, I'm moving on to 4 years in this business as an entrepreneur. I haven't worked for anyone since. I'm ready to take the next step and regain some control and do something different and new. So, I just want to touch on that real quick. Um, Rosa says Alibaba. Yeah, Alibaba is a website where you can import items from China. There's a website called AliExpress where you can also where you can actually drop ship items from. So you can sell something on your site and then they'll ship it directly to the end user. I haven't been using any of those yet, but again, down the road, maybe 3 months, 6 months, I'm going to be looking into drop shipping. Also, I may be looking into importing physical products to sell on my website and then utilizing Amazon's fulfillment centers. So, um, she Carrie M. I just started selling on Amazon, and having my own site is definitely a goal in the future. Yeah, again, having an e-commerce site is, it's great, but I'm so new, so I can't give you a ton of advice. My site's only been open for 12 days, but what I could say is it's definitely a challenge, and it's a lot harder to get off the ground versus eBay and Amazon. I've done eBay and Amazon, and now I'm doing my e-commerce store. It's a lot harder to get off the ground, and there's a lot more that you have to learn. There's a lot more barriers to entry. So if someone out there is listening and they're like, listen, I'm ready for the next challenge. I want something that is a little more of a barrier to entry, which means I don't want to be dealing with as much competition with, eBay and Amazon. Anyone could do it. The competition is growing. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Is there a lot of money to be made? Yes. Are people killing it? Yes. Are people learning about eBay and Amazon more due to technology and just, the word is spreading and people want to work for themselves? Absolutely. It's not going to get any easier, especially if you're not creative. If you're able to think outside the box and create new things, I'm talking bundles, private label, wholesale, building relationships, doing things different, I think you're going to be great. I think you're going to do fine, and Amazon's going to be great for you, and eBay. But if you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's going to get harder for the average person on Amazon. So, see, I'm just going through some of the comments real quick. Let me refresh my screen, and I'm going to continue going down my goals update. Let's see. So Ernest says, I've been building relationships with pawn shops. I got 100 games for $1.68 and was able to add 100 listings to my store in 3 hours and doubled my investment in a week. That's creativity right there. So Ernest, I like that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Super creative, doing something different, thinking outside the box. That's what it's about. So that's awesome. All right, cool. Let's go back to the other screen, even though for you it's stuck on it. So I said I will continue to thrift and garage sale, but it will be be much less compared to 2016. Let's talk about health real quick, guys. A big goal of mine in 2017 is going to be my health, and I'm gonna release something a little personal right now. I don't know if you guys wanna dive a little personal into my life, but if you've been wondering where I've been lately, I haven't been making a ton of videos. I've kind of been out of the scene for a little bit. um, if you want to know what's been going on, I've been kind of having some health issues in a sense, not huge health issues, but a lot of it has to stem to like stress and anxiety from overworking. And, probably about a month and a half ago, I started having difficulty breathing. Like it was serious. And I started having difficulty breathing and I was feeling anxious and like restless and it was starting to worry me. And I started, this is one thing never to do. If you're feeling something's wrong with you, don't start trying to self-diagnose yourself. And that's what I started to do. I started looking into lung cancers. I started looking into COPD. And I've always been kind of a worrier, whereas like, what's that called where like somebody thinks something's wrong with them and then they start believing it. That's kind of like me. Not in like a crazy like, I don't do it all the time, but every now and then, it stemmed from when I was younger. I would kind of freak myself out, and I started freaking myself out big time, trying to self-diagnose myself. And Next thing you know, I was having like panic attacks and all this stuff. So I ended up going to the doctors, and he checked out my lungs. Everything was good. He checked out my heart. Everything was good. We ran some tests. Everything was good. I was healthy, blood drawn. Everything was good. And what we got out of it, all in all, was I was overworking. I was overworking. I was doing too much, you know, with all the YouTube videos I was posting and running the green room and selling on eBay and thrifting every day and, working out 5 times a week. And, my girlfriend moved in. It all just kind of added up. And I kind of just had a breakdown in a sense and, freaking myself out. And I went to the doctor and he says, listen, you've got to change what you're doing. You've got to stop going so hard. You've got to pull back. You've got to have more fun. You've got to, change things up. And that was a big motivator of my new direction in 2017, because honestly, reselling's amazing. And, I can never go back to working a 9 to 5 job, and I love it. And I could honestly say I was happy. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is you could work yourself to death. You really can. And hopefully you guys, some of you guys appreciate me saying this and me diving a little personal into my, behind the scenes life. A lot of people wouldn't admit that, but, I am, because I want to be transparent and I want to be honest and, I want to be real. And I think that's why a lot of you guys follow me. But, that's a big motivator for why I'm switching things up and I'm really scaling things. I don't know if scaling things back is the right word, but I'm climbing up a different ladder, a ladder that has more freedom, a ladder that allows me to be mobile and travel more, a ladder that doesn't always require me to be hustling 24/7, 24/7. Difference between running an e-commerce store, if everything works out, again, it's all new for me, versus, thrifting and hustling and doing Amazon FBA and retail arbitrage is, with e-commerce, if you've got your advertisements right, you could scale your business with a click of a button. Now, it's not that easy. I'm not trying to make it seem like it's easy. There's a lot of risk with an e-commerce store, but it's a lot easier to scale in a sense once you figure things out. And it doesn't require you to necessarily work 20 times more to scale it by 20 times that. Whereas, with eBay and Amazon, a lot of times for you to scale, you've either got to have that high overhead with a warehouse and people working for you, or you're going to have to work yourself, like crazy. So, hopefully you guys appreciate that, me saying that. I'm going to go into the comments and see if anybody relates to what I was saying. If you do relate to that, hit the like button, guys. Show some love for, me revealing behind the scenes stuff that most people wouldn't. Most YouTubers, they have their pride. They want to put up this image like, I'm so great. And, I'm, how it is now with social media. Everyone's got a wonderful life, but when you dive behind the curtains, everybody's got their flaws and stuff. So, smash that like button if you appreciate that. Let's see what folks have to say. Han Pham says, Steve, I had the same thing happen, shortness of breath, anxiety, and panic attacks. Yeah, so it looks like some other folks are dealing with the same thing. I've, talked to a few people behind the scenes, and we actually had a green room show about this recently, about, stress and anxiety and, different things like that. And that's why I'm going to be focusing a lot on my health. I think that's what I was getting into as well. Let's see. Start meditating with Headspace app. I highly recommend it. 10 minutes a day. Been doing it about a month and does help. Yes, meditation is huge. Francis, I appreciate you mentioning that. I love meditating. I actually need to do it more. A lot of people think meditation's wishy-washy, but there's something powerful that happens when you sit completely still and just focus on your breathing or focus on a positive mantra for, an extended period of time. It's amazing. It's game changing for sure. So I definitely want to increase doing that as well. Christine says, anxiety is a biatch. I literally lose my hair because of stress. So sometimes you just got to stop and take a breath. But thanks for sharing and being real. Yeah, I completely relate to it, like I said. And, my good friend, the Bonafide Hustler, who he's actually been my personal trainer behind the scenes with my diet and working out and stuff. And he always says to me, Steve, most people are so worried about, living a long life that they work out and they eat right. And they think that that's the main thing that's going to, I'm just paraphrasing. It's the main thing that's going to allow you to live a long life. But he says, Steve, the one thing that most people don't realize is stress kills. Like, you could be healthy, you could be eating right, you could be, I guess, happy in a sense. But if you always get worked up and angry and you're anxious and stressed, That's, that in my opinion, in my bro science uh, opinion, stress will kill you. And, stress is something I'm definitely going to work on, and anxiety in 2017. So I want to share a little bit about that. Um, Let me see. Let's go back to my other page. So health is one of the big things. I will easily weigh 175 pounds and have a healthy, fit, muscular, in shape body by December 31st, 2016 or sooner. Right now, I'm weighing in about 200 pounds. I've definitely replaced a lot of my fat with muscle. In 2016, I've been working out pretty much all year, but it's time for me to step up my game. Definitely got to step up my cardio game. I was having a lot of issues in 2016 with getting sick and getting colds. I did find out as well, with some blood work and some other tests, that I was lacking some vitamin D and some different vitamins and stuff. And I was coming from a vegetarian vegan lifestyle in 2016, which now I'm eating a normal, typical American diet, and I think that's helped as well. But I'm really going to be focusing a lot on my diet as well, being conscious of what I eat, doing cardio every single day. One of my goals is I want to work out every single day. Now, 5 days a week, lifting weights, but I at least want to get moving and sweat a little bit each and every day. But that's a big goal for 2016, because you're only as good as your body allows you to be. And a lot of people out there, they want to make tons of money, and they want to build up their eBay business and Amazon business, and they want to make all this money, and they think that's going to make them happy. And I thought that's what would make me happy as well. But, going into this business, fourth year now, being an entrepreneur, quitting my job, I thought that, how do I say this? I thought quitting my job would make me happy, and it did to an extent. I thought making money on eBay and Amazon would make me happy, and it did to an extent. But, for me, happiness is making progress. Happiness is, feeling good about yourself. It's, having a healthy body. Health is huge. You can only be as happy as healthy as you are. So, that's one of my major focuses as well in 2016. What do I really want out of my business in 2016? I know I talked about this before. I want control. I want control of my business in 2016. That's actually 2017. I want control in 2017, and that's why I'm starting up my e-commerce store. I want passive income. I already earn a good amount of passive income each and every month, but I want a business that's more passive versus just thrifting and eBay and typical stuff on Amazon FBA. Even though FBA is definitely passive and to an extent, but I want passive income for take that for what it's worth. I want something I could sell down the road. I want a business that I could grow, that I could actually sell down the road. I mean, how many people do you know who sell their eBay business or their Amazon business? I don't really know anybody. I know some people who have sold their private label business, maybe a wholesale business, but I want something that I could sell. Somebody, who was it? Somebody reached out to me. Who was I talking to? Oh, it was my buddy Tim. We were on a road trip the other day going to the Green Room Christmas party, and he goes, Steve, I mean, he goes, what are you going to do 10 years down the road? I mean, what, I forgot what he says, but anyways, I'm going to just say what I wanted to say. Like, he pretty much motivated me that, like, listen, like, you've got to have a business that you can actually sell. Like, what are you going to do? Like, if you can't work, like, anyways, I want a business I could sell down the road, and having my own e-commerce store, wholesale contracts, private label with Amazon, whatever I decide to do in that area. I definitely want to do wholesale. I want something I could sell down the road. And that's something that I don't have right now. I don't really have anything I can sell. Really don't. Scalability, we already touched on that. I want growth, and I want a new challenge. I want something to kind of light the fire under my ass. Excuse my language, but I think that happiness comes down to progress and growth. And I'm definitely getting a little bored with what I've been doing. The typical thrifting, retail arbitrage, flipping things on Craigslist, garage sales. I love it. I'm going to continue to make content about it periodically, but it's time for me to move on in a sense. Not entirely, so don't get too excited, but sometimes you got to push. What am I trying to say? You have to push something aside to make room for something new. So let me go into the comments real quick, and then we'll dive into my YouTube direction. I don't want to spoil that for you quite yet. Okay. Let's see. Hermant says, overworking, does that mean we have a lot to learn and not doing it right? Um, that's up to you. That's up to the individual in terms of how much you want to work. But I think it's smart to, like, one thing I need to learn to do better is, making sure that I spend time on things that, you know, how do I say this? I'm trying to put it a different way. You know, putting systems in place, hiring people if possible, making sure you don't dive into businesses that take away all your time, being smart with your time, being smart with your vision, you know, kind of figuring out what you want. I've had the tendency to kind of jump in things without really thinking about it. I get excited, but a lot of times, people and myself included, we jump into something not realizing what it requires out of us. And a lot of that is time. So that's up to you. But the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur is you get to create your lifestyle. You get to create your business. So that's up to you. If you love thrifting, if you love doing retail arbitrage, if you love building websites, do that if that's what you enjoy. But if you're unhappy and you're not making as much money as you like and you're not going in the direction that you want to be going in, that's the time we have to look back and design what it is that you want. And that's the beautiful thing about this business. Someone says I'm vegan and I love it. Rosa says lost 25 pounds so far. Now only 112 pounds. Not vegan fish, veggies, and fruit seeds diet. Um. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's talk about YouTube direction. So I'm not 100% clear as of now in terms of my YouTube direction, but I know one thing that I'm going to have to scale back the videos. I'm sorry. Um, but over the last 3 years, I've made over 1,000 videos and I love it. I love helping people. I really do. I enjoy engaging with you guys. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy hearing the success stories. But I've realized that I do have to pull things back. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull back the amount of content that I put out on YouTube, especially if I want to build out this $1 million business. And I'm at the point now, I really do want to focus more on myself. I don't want that to sound selfish. So I apologize if that's coming off the wrong way, but it's time that I really build something up of my own, a real business. And that's where I'm going to be going with the e-commerce store, and I need the time to build that up. So there's going to be less videos in 2017 with my YouTube channel, but they're going to be higher quality videos as well. There's going to be a lot less little 2-minute videos and little quick tip videos. I'm sure they'll still come, and I'm sure I'll still do some what sells on eBay videos, just because I enjoy it and I love the interaction. And I like going to a thrift store and finding an item that I'm like, wow, I studied that. Like the other day I was at a Goodwill. I picked up, I don't know if this is how you pronounce it, Mont Blanc, Montblanc. That's a pen. I found that from doing one of those videos. Like I recognized it from doing one of those videos. So I'm sure I'll do more of those videos. But there's going to be less content. It's just there's no way around it. I'm going to do more one-on-one interviews, panel discussions, roundtable discussions, things like that, because I definitely enjoy the interaction. But there is going to be less videos. There might be only a video per week, unfortunately. If you're in the green room, you're going to get more content, and that's going to be one of my focuses as well. But if you're just following my YouTube channel, I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to try my best, but time is going to definitely be limited. Topics covered. I'm going to continue doing eBay videos just because I like it and I enjoy it. And I'm going to continue thrifting and whatnot, just on a very small scale level. But I want to stay up to date with it, and I enjoy learning. So we're going to talk about eBay. We're going to talk about Amazon FBA. We're going to talk about e-commerce. I'm sure I'll have my motivational videos from time to time and update videos. Who knows, maybe case study videos with my journey as an e-commerce seller. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know I'm going to have to pull back some of my time. So I'm going to try my best to stay consistent with uploads. I want to help as many people as possible. And, I'm so grateful for the people who helped me when I first got started, 2000, what, 14? Yeah, 14 or 13, I'm not sure. But I'm so grateful for the people who helped me out. And, I'm so much happier now versus working at a typical 9 to 5 at restaurants, gas stations, retail stores. I definitely live with a lot more purpose and passion. And, I enjoy my life a lot more. Obviously I'm going through my own personal challenges and struggles, but I think that's normal. I think that's normal as an entrepreneur. I think everybody goes through it. I'm just assuming. It's a different battle, but I enjoy it. I enjoy being an entrepreneur. I love being creative. I like helping people. I like adding value. And I'm excited for 2017. So hopefully you guys are as well. I just want to shed some light into um, my life a little bit and what I've been thinking and my direction and, where my YouTube channel is going to be going. Yeah, so I hope you guys appreciate that. Let me take myself off screen share and do some Q&A right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button right now, guys. I would appreciate it. The likes not only help this video to get out and get distributed to more people and could help and engage with more people, but it lets me know I'm doing a good job. It lets me know that you're liking this content. It's kind of like a gauge for me to, should I make more of these videos or less? And this is about you guys. Without you guys, I know it's so cliche. This channel would be nothing, right? So, I appreciate you guys. Let me take myself off of screen share. Cool. Hello, I'm back. Whoa, my screen is shaking like crazy. If you guys have any questions for me about my life, my business, my direction, the YouTube channel, or anything specific that has to do with business, feel free to ask a question. I'll help you guys out as much as I possibly can. Let me get a drink out of my big jug. Water, guys. Can't tell you how many people I know who have headaches, low energy, and when they get hydrated, they feel much better. So that's one of my goals this year as well. I want to carry around one of those jugs every single day, like a complete tool. Let's see what's going on. Hey, Sam Kirker, what's going on? Hey, Steve, I am starting my Amazon FBA business in February when I turn 18. Maybe I will have to make the trip to Vegas for ASD. Yeah, I'm excited for ASD. You should definitely go. I think it's going to be a learning experience. And Bonafide Hustlers in the comments right now. What's going on, Bonafide? Bonafide, we need to do a live show. Let me make sure that my camera's on right. Okay, cool. Bonafide, we need to do a live show within the next upcoming weeks talking about ASD. Bring on some of the big dogs like Devin Simon, Jason Clark, anyone who's gone to ASD in the past, and really talk about what it is and why people should go and the benefits and whatnot. We're going to be having a pretty big green room meetup over there. Estimated about 40 or 50 green room members going to be going to ASD in March. So if you are considering going, I'd say definitely go. I'm going again because I want to make some wholesale deals, and also I want to try to form some relationships for not only drop shipping for my e-commerce store, but possibly to get some wholesale deals put together for not only Amazon, but for my e-commerce store as well. So I think it's going to be a good experience, even if I leave, empty-handed without signing any contracts or putting any deals together. I think it's going to be a good experience all around. Cody H says, I am a 19-year-old college student and I am trying to do eBay, Amazon on the side. What's the best advice for using my time most efficiently? One of the biggest mistakes I see with people who are getting started is they buy everything, anything and everything, as long as it has a profit. I think that's okay when you're first getting started, but very quickly you need to get very picky with what you're going to buy, because especially with eBay, and if you're doing clothing, it's a really, really big time suck. Make sure that when you buy something, it's worth your time, because, it could take you 10 to 15 minutes to list an item with, cleaning it and taking pictures and researching it and pricing it and doing all that you have to do, storing it in your inventory, that you don't want to have a million items that you have to list that only have small margins in them. So, be very picky. I would also say start with one platform at a time if you're just getting started, Cody. I would say if time is an issue for you, I would look into Amazon FBA. But the problem is right now, there's a lot of uncertainties with Amazon FBA. They're restricting a lot of brands, which means you can buy a brand today. You could buy a, whatever brand, a Sony DVD player, and you might be able to sell it today, but then tomorrow it's restricted, which means you're kind of stuck with it. And you're going to have to put it on a different platform. So be smart with the items you buy. Also stay organized. organization is going to save up your time. I know Bonafide Hustler does a really good job at storing his items in inventory. He boxes them all up, has them all ready to go. So when they sell, he's not trying to find them. It's all ready to go. You slap a label on it. But hopefully those tips helped you out, Cody. Steve, do you want to come vacation in Memphis? I have a few hundred items that need listings. Yeah, man, I'll be right over there, man. Tiffany says, I just got started and I've been using thrifting and retail arbitrage to grow my listings. My goal at this time is to grow my inventory and to develop my pricing strategies. I love your videos. Thank you. So, Tiffany, congratulations for taking action. I put a post on the green room today, and what did the post say? It was something along the lines of, the people who win in business, the people who succeed, aren't necessarily the most talented. They're not the smartest. They're not the brightest. They don't have something special about them. Jason Clark trademark, inside joke. The people who win take action. The people who win are consistently doing things on a daily basis. The people who win, they're going to get knocked down. They're going to have temporary failures. The people who win are going to feel like quitting at times. The people who win, they're going to ask themselves, should I keep going? But the people who win, they keep moving forward. They find that strength with them. They find that grit. Thanks, Nick Ballard, for mentioning that. They find that strength to keep moving forward, and they don't give up. And Tiffany, I want to congratulate you for taking action, because that's what it all comes down to, guys. We live in a world where, there's so much information out there. There's so much information, but the winners don't necessarily have the information. People say that we live, that the winners, they know something that others don't. Honestly, all the information's out there now. The winners take action on what they learn. The winners split test, they experiment, they try new things. If you want to win in this game, and this is literally, I'm saying this to you, but I'm literally saying this to myself as well. We need to consistently grow. We need to consistently take action. We need to consistently keep moving forward. The times that we, I guess in a sense, from my experience, where I'm, not as happy as I wish, or my business isn't growing, or revenue's not going up, or my finances aren't where they want to be, it's because we're complacent. We're almost like like a guinea pig running on one of those wheels. We're just stuck in place. We're doing the same thing over and over again. And yeah, while success is redundant because it's very repetitive, a lot of times people who are successful, they're doing the same thing over and over again. But I think you have to look at the bigger picture, that there's a trajectory as well. You might be doing repetitive things on a daily basis, but the winners are always learning something new and applying something new. So yeah, I went crazy with the quotes, Bonafide. Just looking to see if there's any more questions right now. We're just doing a little open Q&A. If you guys are just coming in right now, be sure to watch this from the beginning if you want to, know, kind of get a better feel for what my goals are in terms of business for 2017 and my directions, and a little bit of my personal mishaps and whatnot. If you want to get a better feel for who I am and my beliefs and my goals, definitely check out the video earlier. But I think that's about it, guys. I don't see any more comments coming in. I want to thank you guys for watching this video live. I'm really excited for 2017. I'm pumped up to get my e-commerce business revving. I'm excited to go to ASD. I'm excited to build my businesses. And I'm excited to get healthy, super healthy for 2017, and smash all my goals, and not only to create a lot of revenue in my business and growth, and to be able to say, hey, look, I grew my business and this is what you're capable of doing as well. But I want to be happy, and I want to create more of a balance in 2017 as well, and I want to reduce a lot of the stress, and I want to do less but accomplish more. I know that probably sounds like a pipe dream, but it's possible if you're smart with your intentions and you're climbing up the right ladder for you. That right ladder is going to be different for every single person, but align with your values, align with what you want. Take the time now at the end of the year to figure out, what do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go? What do you want your life to be like? How many vacations do you want to go on? How many hours a day do you want to work? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do, right? But it all comes down to planning it out, and it's all about thinking, and taking out a pen and a pad, piece of paper, and just writing out your goals. don't overload yourself. Get specific. Ask yourself, what are one, two, three things that if I accomplished it in 2017, my life would change for the better? And break down all the areas of your life, from business to finance to relationships to social to lifestyle to contribution to spiritual. Um, break it all down and ask yourself what at the end of the day is going to make you the happiest, because, it's a lot more. This channel is a lot more than just making money, right? And my vision for 2017 is a lot more than just building a business and having control and, having my own brand. It's a lot more than that. To me, it's coming down to happiness. It's coming down to balance. It's coming down to, having the time to do what I want and enjoy life. And I think in this day of age, in 2016, 2017, especially with the internet, we're capable of doing anything we want, right? And I think, you know, 40, 50, 100, 200 years from now, people are going to look back and say, it was crazy that people just, they became complacent. They just did what they didn't go for what they really wanted, because it's quite obvious now that, the possibilities are endless, and anything you want in this world, you really could accomplish, especially with the internet and with everyone being connected. It's easier than ever, but you just got to take action, go for it, and figure out what you want. So take the time today to write down your goals, figure out what you want, and go for it, right? You might fall flat on your face, and I might report to you guys at the end of 2017, saying that all hell broke loose, and things didn't go the way that um, I planned, but I'm going to go for it. So you guys have a great day. Go make it happen. I'll see you soon, and keep on killing it. Bye.